Hello and welcome everyone to the first FSL Open of the year, a tournament just for women Dota. My name is Atoma, joining me is Mike Lee Phoenix. Mike, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm splendid, Ottomo. This is I think my first time casting a female league, so I'm very, very excited to see how the Dota pans out.
I've been on the rodeo a few times and it's been great every time. So let's just run you guys through how it's going to be. We're going to first start off with a group stage. We have four groups, two groups with four teams, two groups with three teams, and the top two in each group will advance to the playoffs. It's a best of one in the group stage, then we go to the best of three to the playoffs. First place gets 500 USD. That's pretty good for a weekend of Dota. What do you feel like about Mike?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're just starting off as well. $500. It does change your week, and it's a good night out on the town. And I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting time for these ladies to compete for that kind of prize pool. And, I'm just excited to see the Dota. I mean, screw the prize pool. We're all Dota players, right? So it's all about winning at the end of the day, Automo. It's the feeling of winning that gets us into Dota in the first place, I say.
And true, especially because a lot of these teams are in Southeast Asia, so you see a lot of Philippine-only teams, Malaysian-only teams. So there's a bit of pride, you represent your own country there. That's always fun. We even have like some all Malaysian versus all Singapore, where we're gonna say friendly rivalries there. It's very friendly between everyone.
It's a nice way of saying it, Otomo. We know how it is in SCA. There's no friendly rivalries. It's all about destroying the other team. That's what we're here for, Otomo. I want to see some players destroyed today.
Oh my God! Well, before we jump into the game, we want to make sure that we thank our partners here, Intel and Yahoo, for making this possible. It is fantastic of them to join us and making this dream. These all-women tournaments. We love seeing them. We love having the new avenues for people to enter new pros to start their career. We will have the draft in just a moment. And Mike, how have you been feeling about this patch overall?
Yeah, the patch is interesting, right? Like, I haven't played too much of it yet, but from what I've casted, it seems like there's a bit of a slowdown regarding gameplay. Like, most teams at the very least are playing more, I want to say, concisely, much more tight. There's less room for errors right now because towers are just dropping left, right, and center.
That's true.
I think it's a slower game, but I think it's a more surgical kind of game right now in this map.
For me, what I've experienced so far is that games tend to be a little bit shorter. Like everyone's very careful because, like you said, you make one mistake, your towers fall. Especially with heroes like Chen running the meta, not Enchantress, Death Prophet, Shadow Shaman. A lot of these tower pushers have become very popular. So I hope we'll see that. I hope we see a lot of Death Prophet because she's a girl. Maybe she'll be more popular in this tournament.
I think Death Prophet's been popular enough as it is, Oliver. I'm sick of Death Prophet. I don't know. I know you were talking to me before we went live. You love this hero. You want to spam this hero. Me in particular, I'm sick of seeing it. But I'm sure we're going to see a hell of a lot of it, though. It's a very, very meta hero right now, that damn DP.
All right, we are back with the FSL Open for the first Open for 2022. I'm Atomo. Joining me is Mike Lee Phoenix. We've seen the draft, Mike. We've talked about everything. We also have a stand-in. Can you tell us who's standing in for who?
Who is standing in? Actually, I didn't even realize.
I believe it's the Mars. Mars had a problem with their internet, so that's the person who's going to be standing in for them.
Joy.
Yeah,
I could have sworn Joy was in the lobby
I could
earlier.
have sworn as well. I'm like, someone else is here. I think it's I think it's Rolo. Maybe Rolo is coming in as the position 4, and Joy swapped. Either way, someone on the Radiant side is the stand-in for them.
Yeah, that's cool. Whatever, whoever wants to stand in, I'm happy with it. Doesn't matter. I'm just here for some good Dota, and I can't wait to see these lanes break out, Ottomo. But it does seem like both teams are kind of setting up for a first blood attempt here at these bounty runes. Problem is, nobody from the other side really showing up.
Ships that sail through the night, they pass by each other. They don't even realize that they're right there. So unfortunately for them, the Radiant ward for the mid lane was planted about 2 seconds before the Dire ward. So they might have seen that ward being planted. They might be able to get a nice D ward off.
Yeah, J&A is going to show up down at the top side of the bounty runes and actually gets away with it. So it looks like they weren't quite expecting the Mirana to just sneak in and take it, and it is going to be a 3-for-1 trade on the bounty rune. So a bit of an advantage here towards the Dire end.
Stepsis starting out strong with this. We already talked about them. They do need a little bit more to get going with because they have the Tinker and the Wraith King, and this helps them out a lot. Basically 2 bounty runes more than the enemy side.
Yeah.
And
let's start off. I was gonna say, let's start off with the mid lane. Like, you talk to me about this Tinker versus Necrophos matchup. I don't get to see this very often, Otomo, but who do you think should have the advantage going into this mid?
I mean, Necrophos doesn't really care too much about being blinded, so he should be able to farm pretty well. But at the same time, he won't be able to harass the Tinker too much either, because, you know, Heartstopper, he's going to be out of range a lot of times. So I think it's just going to be a farm for both, and I think Necrophos might come out a little bit better though.
Well, fair enough. We'll have a look at the bot lane as well there, JNA, and of course, Bay Rider, I believe is how you pronounce it. Bay Rider.
I was pronounced as Bay Rider. You know, but it could be Bay Rider. You know, who knows, right? Maybe we could ask her. But yeah.
So Bay Rider and the PA against the Vine and JNA. DK Mirana lane. We talked about this, Otomo. It tends to be pretty powerful if you can land that Dragon Tail.
Yeah, exactly. Like 2.5 second stun's more than enough to get a good arrow off. Especially on the Oracle. I don't think you want to ever go for the PA. I don't think that's worth it. But yeah, if you can get on the Oracle, you might be able to set up for an easy kill, especially level 2 around that time. But the Elegance reaching level 3 here. What's it going to take? Another point Heartstopper? I think you don't get much bonus regen from leveling up Heartstopper compared to like an extra 1 regen a second.
Doesn't end up going for it though, interestingly enough. So it seems like he does want the Heartstopper maxed out. And I suppose while we have a chance, Otomo, we should go to that last lane we haven't discussed yet. Top lane, you've got Joy and Roa there against ZZ Chicken and Aniko, or Akeno, excuse me. And you saw that spear being missed, unfortunately, there from Joy, but this lane as well. Do you think the Rubik Mars has the advantage, or does it go the other way?
I kind of like the Wraith King and the Ogre more, because I don't think they have enough burst damage on their inside to bring down the Ogre. Like you saw just now, right? They did the combo, he went down to like half HP on the Ogre. So, but Rubik, you catch him, he's dead. It's gonna be a bit hard to catch him with the Mars protecting, but if you can get... I prefer the Stepsis, you know, I prefer the Ogre and the Wraith King more for sure.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's certainly not going to be easy to take either of these heroes down at the top lane, so it makes enough sense. Even if you land that spear, it's not really going to matter too much. Well, they are actually getting at it right now. Joy copping a fair bit of damage here on this Mars, but it's going to be okay. Looks like Akeno doesn't really want to get too involved here, so it just leaves him be.
Yeah, Akeno is actually farming pretty well as well. 10 to 3 to the 8 and 0 from Mars, so that's going to give him a bit of an EXP advantage getting all those denies in. And I feel like the Ogre, we kind of talked about, we said he's kind of like a B-level support. But in the laning stage, he's one of the best to have. You know, like there's really no... Look at him, he just walks to 2 heroes, he doesn't care.
He's manning up. Chicken. Yeah, he'll be fine, he'll back off for now. But he's creating plenty of space here for this Wraith King, so Akeno having a very good time right now on this Wraith King, just completely free farming. No issues whatsoever. Though I suppose I could say the exact same thing about the PA across the map.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like Divine and JNA have had too much impact. In fact, they just miss an arrow onto that PA. Creep getting in the way, and well, they just aren't able to slow her down.
JNA has 7 CS, almost as much as Divine. And that's one of the nice benefits about playing Mirana. You can just throw an arrow into like this giant satyr right in front of you, get 70 gold, get some nice experience. And we might see her do that actually. Where's she going? Might be just going to secure the River Ruin instead, though.
Looking like he wants the Water Rune there and should be able to... No, he won't make it in time. Elegance.
Oh, he's got leap. He's got
leap. Out. He lands a very nice arrow. Now the rockets to fly out. It's going to be plenty of damage. No Ghost Shroud available right now for Elegance, but it won't matter. He does just Death Pulse and walks his way out. Still a very nice steal coming out from this Mirana.
Yeah, I had to use 2 leap charges, but well worth it to deny Necrophos. Zfrita did almost die on Tinker. Actually, that's risky. Is that going to kill her?
Oh, it will. The Zfriti going down, Elegance able to pick up the kill on the Necro, and that was basically a solo pick-off here for Elegance.
I mean, we said that, you know, Tinker, we think it's a free game, but you have to be pretty good at the Tinker. Meanwhile, Joy?
Top lane now. Yeah, Joy's in big trouble. Body blocks coming out from Chicken, though he does fail in the Yenas, and Akeno gonna move in. They are unable to get the job done. So Joy barely surviving, and they do have a salve available, so he'll be able to remain in this top lane.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, like they couldn't get the kill, but still getting that salve out, still 110 gold. You know, you're still forcing a little bit of commitment from the other side, so it's something, you know, something to be happy about. But oh, there's a stun lands from the Dragon Knight, but no follow up from Mirana.
Absolutely not. Been a bit uncoordinated, I'd say, between Divine and JNA so far. I haven't seen a big Dragon Tail arrow, though. Top lane again, Joy actually going to go back in onto Akano right now, but they are unable to finish the job, so instead they'll try onto Chicken, but she's happy to man up here against Joy, and now with the arrow, JNA, a very nice rotation. They might even find a second as Rolo. He's going to try to run, but Akano's got the stun out, and you should have a secondary kill to come out, so nice, very fire. JNA still chasing it down, unable to finish the job, but a very nice rotation regardless here from JNA.
Yeah, I mean, that was the big kill that they wanted. They were able to get it for themselves. Oh no.
Oh boy. Yeah. Elegance, she's got that level 7 up now, and with the Reaper, so easy.
I mean, we said, I said I prefer the Necro. I think Necro does a little bit better than Tinker. He should be okay, but I did not think he'd get 2 solo kills. And one of them is a side kill, so that's 3 bonus HP regen, one minus. It's not a big deal, to be honest. It's just a little bit of regen, but it adds up.
It's a devastating lane right now. Oh boy, and JNA is actually going to rotate to try and help out here against Elegance, but Elegance, I feel like she's gotten too far ahead at this point. Like 34 and 6 in CS and 2 kills onto this Tinker. You talked about how hard it is for a Tinker to get to a point where she can actually help the team. And with these 2 deaths, it's just going to be that much more difficult. Yeah,
it's going to take her, it adds a couple of minutes at least where she's not going to be contributing to the team. And of course, Elegance, it's not like just the Tinker's being shut down. Elegance is now more than 1,000 gold ahead. So she's going to be able to contribute a lot to the team. What's she actually building? Let's look at that for a second. It just has a couple of null talismans and something. What's in the courier? Flying out. What's that? She's going for power treads? That's interesting.
Certainly is. Not something you see every day, but I guess just wanting to be that kind of tanky core, and I mean, why the hell not? Even getting a keen optic now as well, so just extra kind of range here for the Necro. A very, very nice time indeed. How these other lanes going though?
Oh, there you go.
Divine. Yeah, arrow, it's going to connect onto the Oracle, and there should be no way to save as Bay Rider is going to drop, and the PA, all she can do is get back to farming.
Yeah, this is, I mean, we were talking about this combo. Finally, it happens. If it happens once or twice, that's really all you need to do to get the lane going for you. So, Divine, putting up ahead in terms of net worth. He really needs to, she really needs to, because the rest of the team, Wraith King is not going to help you much, and Tinker's been shut down, so it's going to be a lot on Divine to get the ball rolling for her side.
I bet. A lot of pressure here on Divine to make sure you get that blink timing. What's happening here though? Lane. JNA getting a bit cheeky.
Yeah, lands the arrow and denies the rune. I'll be honest. I think JNA has been playing the best so far on the Stepsis. Like, she rotated top, got the Mars kill, helped them get this kill in the bottom lane as well. The Oracle. Like, she's been putting up a really impressive performance so far.
Boy, going to be very cautious here as Akano moving in to try and get some damage off, but now the turnaround. Rolo's around on that Rubik. They might be able to secure Chicken here as he's going to keep trying to fight back. Joy still manning up, will be able to get it as Akano not going to be able to help out. They tried their best, but they will lose this Ogre eventually. It seems like this Radiant team is still just having a very, very good time.
No arrow? No arrows in the throat.
Lane. Oh, Reaper's side. Elegance there again, and this Necro Otomo, it's gonna be a real problem.
That's the second Reaper kill. It's the 3rd kill overall for her, and top lane. Oh, they do bring down the Mars though. Zephrida, she is being active, so that's gonna be helpful. They trade offlane for offlane. I guess it benefits the Necro a little bit more just because she gets that extra regen, but at least you're getting something out of the Tinker now.
That you are. It's very, very important for this Tinker to get going.
Only 400 gold away from the 500 gold away from the Blink Dagger, so not too bad.
You've got nothing else, right? Like no boots, no nulls, nothing.
We're like, yeah, it's not that bad. She's rushing Blink Dagger, and she still won't have it until like 11, 12 minutes. But hey,
oh, top lane, Akano. I mean, you've got Reincarnate available. Oh, JNA, that's a very nice arrow. Saving the day, not even expending the Reincarnate, and now the turnaround. ZX Chicken moving in, they'll go after Rolo. Again, body blocks are out. They may not have the damage though, as you do have the rotation out from Bay Rider. And even more to come in as they do get the Ogre. But do you think it's worth it though? I mean, you've got 4 heroes rotating. The only thing you're going to get out of this is the Ogre kill.
Yeah, it's like, it's a big commitment. It's like, yeah, you're happy you got the Ogre kill, but it's not much, you know. Like, if you can get a tower out of it, that's nice, but that's a full HP tower, and you don't even have your siege creep there yet. You're up against Wraith Q and Skeletons. It's gonna be tough to bring down this tower, so it's a big commitment. They do bring Elegance though, who is definitely their strongest hero on the map right now.
Gonna keep JNA away. And she'll throw some arrows out to try and scout out that tree line, but ultimately, with the siege creep up, this top tier 1 tower is not going to last. The thing is, the exact same things happen down at bot lane. Divine with the dragon form, able to get the job done down at the bot tier 1, and now we'll rotate to try and force a fight. Even without the dragon form, they do pop that Moonlight Shadow and try to move in, but who do you set up on? Rolo, he had to lift up, but a nice arrow again from JNA. They'll drop the arena though, trying to protect this Rubik and allow a way out, but eventually they'll get him with a rocket. That's one down, but can they get the Necrophos? That's the big target, and it looks like Elegance is going to be completely surrounded, but now the Reaper's side got the DK down. Elegance still running, still healing up. Akano trying her best to keep up with this hero, but oh, the arrow, not going to land either. JNA not able to land it as Joy with the false promise now. Going to be able to run out, so they may even find more. Akano trying to arm the toggle up. It's not looking good for her though, as she needs to retreat. As now ZX Chicken will be chased down. And I love the kiting in and out from this Radiant side. I mean, Otomo, they just do it perfectly.
That was so good by Chicken Cordon. It's insane. Like, yeah, they lost the Rubik early, but who cares? They were able to get so much in return. Stepsis, they ignored the Oracle. They want to go for the Necrophos. Necrophos gets an ulti, heals like crazy. Then they go for the Mars, and Oracle was still alive because no one targeted. Like, Chicken Cordon played it so well. You know, I don't want to put too much blame on Stepsis for ignoring the Oracle, but everyone else was juggling the aggro so well. And remember we were talking about that power treads from Necrophos. He's also going for Lotus Orb as well. So much survivability on this hero.
That should help.
It's very, very tough to take down Elegance right now, that's for sure. And again, just buying so much time here for the Necro to keep going. As now a smoke is up. JNA and Divine, they feel like they need to get something done. No blink up yet, but they're going to run right into Joy. That'll be a nice setup for JNA, but she never throws out the arrow. Maybe just not confident in the ability to take down this Mars, and now Joy will happily chase her down. So Divine, he's been caught out. You've got the lockdown as well with the root into the spear, and they should have plenty of damage now that Elegance has shown up. That'll be the 5th kill for this Necrophos, and well, Stepsis, they are still going to find themselves struggling.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird that they wanted to kill the Mars with just Mira. Like, Mira doesn't even have any points of Starstorm, so she's not really doing much damage besides the arrow. And they're like, yeah, we can't kill the Mars, but we already threw the stun, and I think that they could have thrown the arrow anyway just to help Divine run away, you know? It's like, if we're gonna leave, we might as well just throw the arrows to survive. Smoke come out from the Radiant side, though.
Yeah, counter smoke here, Rolo. Gonna have his smoke broken, though, by Chicken as JNA. Be fine even with that Fortune's End. So they do want to defend this bottom tier 1 tower the best they can, and it looks like just with forcing the Tinker back down to this bot lane, that's going to be enough on the side of Chicken Cordon to just happily back out. No need to rush.
Despite how the way the game is going, it's only 1k advantage for Chicken Cordon, and like they're okay on the dark side. And I do think the dark side takes a little bit longer to get online, so they're behind, yes, but this might be expected. Zfrida though, oh dear God.
Yeah, Joyce hasn't got an arena up, but she could still land a spear, and she does very nicely. There's still plenty of heroes, but with the Reaper sight from Elegance, there's just no chance of survival. Oh boy, and you've experienced this before, Otomo, in a pub game when you're against a Necrophos doing this well. There's no stopping it.
No, not at all. Like, there's just, oh my God, Necrophos. Once he gets Lotus Orb, it's so much armor, and its ability to remove. Like, a lot of the stunts coming out from the dire side are single target. Dragon Tail, Wraith Fire Blast, everything from Ogre. You get to dodge so much PA, dodges the arrow very easily. And it's tough. Chicken is not even level 6 in 15 minutes.
A very rough position. They're going to come back down to the bot lane once again to try and make sure this tier 1 tower does remain defended. It's hard, right? Like, as this DK, you want to try and jump in and find a target to just take out, but you still haven't got that blink up. Without the blink, you just don't have the initiation.
I don't know. It's like, what can you do here? Wraith King is farming pretty decently. Like they're not that far behind. The thing is, you look at the okay, Tinker's pretty far behind the Necrophos, but it's not insurmountable. They just need to stem the bleeding. You know, get an Oracle kill, get a couple of Rubik kills, try to get the Blink Daggers available, and it should be okay for them. Late game, it is a Tinker late game, it is Wraith King late game that is very hard to deal with.
They're so aggressive though.
Yeah.
Cordon again going to move in. Joy got the Blink Dagger up this time. Doesn't want to throw the arena yet. Divine going to get the stun off and is going to be able to run out. So instead, they might have to settle for ZX Chicken. And they will. With the arena down, you'll have plenty of control. But now, they even found Divine in the tree line. The trees went down, so she has nowhere to hide. Joy will eventually find him. Divine, well, you can stun all you like. Elegance is coming in with a Reaper Scythe up in 5 seconds, and it looks like, are they going to wait for it? Oh, they might just have to use it anyway. A nice arrow, though, going to stop the TP. They can't actually stop him.
Dude, JNA is playing out of her mind. Like we said that she's playing the best right now. That arrow on Elegance preventing the Reaper Scythe, that's very clutch. I think that's what happened actually. I think it was just a stun from Dragon Tail actually. No, my bad. But it's okay. You know, what did you really lose in the end? What, you lost Ogre? That's not so bad.
Not the worst position here for the Stepsis, but again, this bottom tier 1 tower has been targeted, and it does seem like Chicken Cordon are going to go all the way this time, as there'll be no defense to come out. And with that, the triangle is very open now, at least for the Dire side, and with the way Chicken Cordon have been playing, I imagine they're probably just going to make this their home.
Yeah, and on the other side, it's also warded for the Radiant, their own triangle, so invading it is risky. Mirana seems unsure what to go for. Sometimes you choose the Eul Scepter, sometimes you choose the Spirit Vessel. Spirit Vessel feels a little bit useless at this point because there's going to be a Lotus Orb on the Necrophos very soon. So you're already countered if you get that Spirit Vessel. I think the Eul is actually better. Just get rid of someone, throw them in the air, make sure you can turn a fight into a 5 versus 4, get a quick kill. But I don't know, what do you feel? Spirit Vessel or Eul's?
It is hard to say, like, JNA, Spirit Vessel going. I mean, I guess against the Necrophos, they need something. I personally, Eul's by myself, but it just doesn't seem like you can do with Elegance here. So you've just got to go for the Vessel.
I guess, right? I don't know. Like, the Lotus Orb is coming out 300 gold. It's tough.
Right.
I'm worried for my house, by the way. I think maybe I should... maybe I bet it prematurely, you know?
Never bet on Tinker, Never bet on the Tinker.
They always disappoint when they're on your side. It's just the fact of Tinker. Dragon Knight does have the Blink Dagger. I think it's on the way. That'll help. You know, if you can jump on the Oracle, get him out of the fight very early. He's pretty squishy. Just getting rid of him, turning to 5 versus 4, take the numerical advantage. It could be something.
I think it's just something they needed a few minutes ago, but we'll see what they can get done with it now. I mean, you've got to go for a smoke with this, surely. You can't really just sit back now. You've got to go for that big surprise reveal and get some kind of a massive pick-off. Hell, even if maybe they jump Elegance, with a long arrow duration, you might have enough time to take her out, but I suppose they might want to go for an easier target.
They might have spotted this. They look at how deep the Radiant Ward is. They smoked near it, so I think they have been spotted. You can see how Cordon Blue, they're sort of grouping up. They're like, yeah, we think there's a smoke coming. And they're just going to hold hands, make sure nobody gets caught.
Right past the bounty. In fact, never mind. Divine will take it for herself. Still looking for a target, but everyone's grouped up here from Chicken Cordon, so they're not giving the opening away. That should mean the smoke amounts to nothing. In fact, Chicken Cordon might be the ones to move in mid lane because they've seen Akano. The arrow is not going to connect. JNA though, Reaper Scythe immediately out. They are just not going to play any games with JNA. Right into the kill, and now you can just go right back into that dive triangle if you really wanted to.
The only good part about that was that it wasn't a Reaper kill. Rollo didn't get the Fate Bolt out in time, but yeah, it's another kill coming out for Chicken Cordon side. 11-4, only 2,000 gold advantage, but it feels more with the pressure that they're putting on. Oh, ex-Chicken.
Oh, Joy. Yeah, she's in. They've got Chicken. Rollo will be there with the follow-up, and of course, when Elegant shows up, there's no chance. Be another to go to the way of Bay Rider. And I don't think they quite have enough damage to take down that tier 2 mid tower yet, but they are certainly controlling the area very aggressively.
There's 4 sentry wards in the dire triangle. 4, Mike.
Jeez.
Like, what is this? And they're blocking one of the ancients, and they have one of the cliff. Oh my god, that's insane amount of sentry wars. They really want this triangle for themselves.
But they do. That tier 2 mid tower, even though I said it wasn't going to be that easy to take down, with the PA showing up, it does become a lot easier. As the glyph will be forced out, but that's before the siege creep. Maybe a bit of a mishap there, because now you can certainly go for the tier 2 mid tower. Still, they are going to show up for the defense. Divine will jump in onto Joy. There'll be an arrow to follow up. Maybe they've got the damage with the Lotus Orb. He'll tank up, and now with the false promise to come out, there's no killing him. A massive arena out from the Mars as Akano just trying to back out, but that the reincarnation life down, and now they're in big, big trouble as they'll move in. Stepsis, they'll move their way out, and they'll have a chance. This team fight is practically over for Stepsis, and it seems like Chicken Cordon should get the tier 2 mid no problem.
Joy might be wanting to jump even more, though. She's kind of angling for it. And Blink, misses the spear. But Divine still gets hit, so she won't be able to get out of this. Arrow comes out, but it's not going to happen. Oh no, they do get the Mars kill.
Yeah, they've got Reaper's Sight back up as well, Automo, so you could lock down this Tinker if you really want. But it seems like they'll let him be. Go back for the tier 2 mid, and it might just be time for Roshan. I mean, you're about 100 gold off the Desolator here for the PA, so maybe just farm that up and just go straight Roche.
Ah, man, it is looking pretty tough here for Stepsis, but no, they don't care. You know, they just want that free. You know, you have a DD Ruin. That's better than the Deso, kinda.
Certainly is. It does wear off now, though. At least without the Desolator, it's taking a bit longer, so Stepsis do have a chance to try and intervene if they get a whiff of this. You have plenty of scouting potential with that arrow.
Last time I saw the arrow, I think she was using it on a creep, so it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get it in time. And it's just going to be a free Aegis here for the Radiant sign. And the PA gets it as well. Arrow does come out at the very last second, but it's too late.
Oh, and a nice arena. Joy catching 2 supports out, and look at that. An immediate crit out for the PA, cleaving them down. That's a great initiation from Joy. That was completely blind, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they saw the arrow come out at the last second, so they're like, all right, they're around us because they're throwing arrows into the Roshan pits. They just jumped into it. I told you, Joy last season was a standout, and she's proving it in this game as well. What a performance.
Certainly is a joy to watch, Automo, I'll tell you that.
Come on, you can't no, Mike, no. No, you can't do that.
I must be becoming a dad very soon, Automo. Must be very, very soon with these terrible lines I've been coming up with.
That's alright, it's
Top
alright.
lane.
It's alright. It's okay, you know. Like, you look at Chicken Cordon and they're just pure elegance, the way they're playing.
Oh, stop it, Automo. That was terrible.
You started
That
it.
was terrible.
You started it. You can't do that.
Is under attack.
Oh, I almost missed it too. My god. Smoke out.
So
Like Stepsis.
15% chance for Stepsis. Do you agree with this? Do you think they have a 15% chance?
I'd say it might even be lower than that, quite frankly, Automo, with the way this game's gone. Like, it's just a 6k net worth lead here. In fact, hold that thought, because we do have a jump in. I think we got to see more of that, Automo.
Yes.
I think we've got to see more successful smokes.
You're right. I mean, like that's like a nice 500 gold. It's a bit of experience. Like they need to get these going. And but when team fights happen, for some reason they always seem to go on the Mars. Like we saw that twice happen. The top lane, the Mars was able to get false promise. Mid lane again, the Mars got false promise before she died. So they must not like Joy. You know, they're like, we don't like Joy. She gossips about us. She makes fun of us in pubs or something. And like, yeah, we're gonna go for her every time.
3D. Show up mid. Will TP away down a bot side though. Could be another big initiation here for Joy if she does make it. Nice arrow though, J&A. Stopping the defense coming in, but Joy's cutting them off. On the Mars, she's moving in from the other side. They've got Chicken on that Ogre locked down. It won't be the biggest kill, but it'll be something. As Joy's actually running off, she's looking for more. They won't find it, but they'll get the Reaper's Sight. No playing around. They're sending this Ogre straight to the graveyard. There's even Divine now.
Ooh, nice.
Almost getting taken down, but the damage is not quite high enough.
By the way, Elegance has, what, 18 HP regen and 6 mana. That's pretty decent, you know, at this point of the game. 18 HP regen with the Ghost Shroud. It basically makes her unkillable at this point. Oh, and an Aeon Disc! There you go, that's fun.
Good luck now, huh?
You know-
There's literally just no way to kill him.
My problem with Aeon Disc is that if you are using it, like if you Reaper Sight and then it procs, you do no damage. You can't kill people with it. So that is the only issue. I have that happen a lot whenever I play Necrophos and get the Aeon Disc. But I imagine Elegance, it's just much better than me for sure. So I don't think that's gonna be a problem for her. But it is something that might cost them in 1 or 2 engagements.
Oh, certainly so. I mean, I think Aeon Disc, if you ask me, Otomo, I think that item should just be deleted. I just think it's just an annoying item to have to deal with. Once it's always the item picked up when a team's got a lead.
Yeah.
And it just makes it impossible.
But that's fine. I don't think that Dota should always be like there should be ways that you can end the game. Like if you're ahead, you should have an advantage. And Aeon Disc is a good one. By the way, what is Tinker's items? He's got Blink Dagger and Aether Lens, and that's it.
It's rough.
It is rough.
Well, I mean, we talked about it. You get a slow start on Tinker, you're not going to catch up that easily. They jump in. Akano almost finding the PA, but she has the Aegis as well as the False Promise. So it's not going to be that easy. She will get healed up and she might just survive, and now Joy's in. There's the arena down. Joy's setting up onto Zafridi, and they'll make the jump right in. The PA taking her down already. No buyback available for the Tinker, as they even found the reincarnation life, and somehow Joy is still alive throughout all this initiation. Going back in, finding another. There's your Reaper Sight. Akano, she'll try and man up here against the Necrophos, but it's not going to be enough. In fact, Divine now getting caught out as well on the DK, and that might just be another.
I mean, it is looking so. I mean, it's basically, as honestly, it's kind of looking over. I will be casting from the streets in the next game, I'm sure. But Chicken Cordon, last season they played really well. Stepsis has always been sort of middle tier in these tournaments, and unfortunately for them, they just kind of drew a bad lot within their first game. I like their draft more. Honestly, I still think like the Stepsis draft a little bit more than Chicken Cordon, but they played so well. Chicken Cordon, they played phenomenally, especially against that mid lane.
Absolutely. Chicken Cordon doing a splendid job here as they'll go for that second lane at Barracks, and keep in mind, every lane is open right now. There's no outer towers left here for the Dyers, so Stepsis, they've got to find a way to defend if they wish to continue this game. It is a best of one after all, so you don't really have a second chance after this. They do move in. Akano does get a stun into an arrow setup, but that is going to be onto the Necrophos, and that's not an easy target. Meanwhile, Reincarnation's still down. She might drop here. She'll try to armor toggle out, but Akano still trapped up in the arena is going to go down.
I believe that's a dieback.
No dieback. Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, they got the arrow on Beirida, but they just got no damage. The Tinker is so far behind. No damage items. Wanted to rush the Aghanims and still needs 2 components. She's gonna push out the top lane at least, but it doesn't actually matter because everything's exposed.
Yeah, Divine's down again. She does have buyback on the DK, and she will commit it straight away. But who can you actually kill right now? They're gonna try onto the Mars. Joy, it's fine for now, but there's your stun out, and they'll finally take her down. So a massive tick up there for Stepsis. We'll see if they can capitalize a bit more, but it does seem like everyone else is on their way out. Though Elegance been spotted by JNA, but you don't have anything like a Yule Scepter to set up, so she'll have to leave her be.
I believe yesterday there was what was it? Lil Gun had a 30,000 comeback. This is only half of that, so only half as difficult, right, Mike? That's how the math works.
I guess so. I guess that is a very positive way of looking at this game.
BKB,
they're not out of the game yet.
Yeah, you've got 2% chance. PA is gonna have that BKB, so it's gonna be. They don't have anything that pierces BKB on the Dire side, so she's gonna be basically uncontrollable. You're gonna have to bring down the supports in that meantime. If you can kill them, it is okay. Like, you do have tanky people who could sort of survive a little bit against the PA onslaught, but you gotta get those supports down.
That you do. Check the Roshan here for Chicken Cordon, but they're 30 seconds too early. Oh, Akano farming, but may get caught. This time she does have Reincarnate, but it may not matter. They are going to completely surround her, and nobody's there to help out Akano. That'll be the first line. Chicken, she'll show up, try her best, but there's your Reapers. There's no chance at all here. Elegance putting a lid on this game, it seems, as Joy. Gonna find Chicken as well. That'll be another. In fact, Rolo now in. They found JNA on the Mirana. That'll be a third target. In fact, can we make it a fourth? It does seem like we can. Divine getting ripped to shreds here by this PA. A triple kill out. And they might just finish the game now.
Yeah, there's no buyback on Divine. Akino's dead for 20 seconds. And they're just going to say yeah, let's just go straight through. We know 2 of your cores don't have buyback. What's Tinker really going to do? You know, he's throwing out rockets. So he's throwing out rockets. It's cute, but it's just not enough damage. And yeah, there's 1 tower down, another tier 4. Yeah, I suppose they'll have JNA and Akino for one last defense, but you're 20k behind.
Lloyd is tanking all the rockets here. And there's the Ancient. It is exposed.
They proc Daeon.
One more fight.
They proc Daeon this, Mike. That is something.
They did. That is something. That is some value there. But oh, look at the jump in. Big cleave damage out from the PA. They've even got the Tinker. That'll be a triple. Do we want to go fountain dive? Why the hell not? Onto an Ultra. See Chicken. She'll drop, but that's going to be it. No Rampage to come out this time. But they are on to the Ancient, and this game is looking very over as Chick and Cordon will be able to proceed through the FSL. And unfortunately, for Stepsis, they are out.
Not yet, not yet. They still have the top 2 of each group advanced, so they still have a couple of games left. If they do well, they could make it to the playoffs, but a very good start for Chick and Cordon, looking pretty much unstoppable in this game, despite being against a superior draft, we'd say. But Stepsis, they have a tough road ahead of them. They have to at least win their next match if they want to stay alive. Look,
it's not going to be easy. I mean, it does feel like they might have to get that coordination down a little bit, like we saw in that off lane, the DK Mirana. That there weren't too many arrows landing. I like JNA. I love the way JNA played. But it just seems like maybe the Tinker's what screwed them up, right? Like, because when you pick a Tinker into your draft, you've got to be able to play around it.
Yes.
And I guess Elegance just played way too well in that mid matchup.
Yeah, it's like when you pick, there are certain heroes that when they're picked, the game revolves around them. Like, for example, Huskar, Arc Warden, Alchemist, and Tinker is definitely one of them, where if there's a Tinker in the game, a lot of your team is just going to have to revolve around the Tinker. And if the Tinker has a really tough time, like we did in this game, everyone else has to do double the work, basically. And Divine, JNA, Chicken could not sort of pick up the slack. But it all comes down to Elegance. What a player. What a player. Absolutely incredible performance.
Yeah. All right.
So
with that, I believe we are going to head off to a very short break before we do get into our next matchup. But that was a great way to start on the A real pleasure watching some great Dota here between these two. And I can't wait to see what our next matchup's going to be, actually. Do you happen to know what we're casting next?
We are casting for the gang, for DA, the gang, versus Disgraced Families. So yeah, I like the names, by the way. The names are very creative here. It's not like with the Pro Dota where it's like Alliance, you know? It's like Killers and stuff. It's like there. It's like that. It's all the fun. It's Stepsis, you know? It's good names here.
I love them.
And I like that you're happy because the Tinker lost. So I can tell from the face, it's like so happy that you see the Tinker go down.
Doesn't matter what team, what player, or what tournament, Otomo. If Tinker's losing, I'm always very, very happy. And with that, we should head off to a very short break. But right after that break, we'll be back with our second series of the day. We'll see you then.